Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. This is Daily Trading Analysis with a quick market update for today, January 24th, Wednesday. Today, we got S&P Global Composite PMI Flash. This is an estimate, and we are way better than expected. We were expecting 50s and 47s, and more than that, 51s for the services one. And we got, look at this, 53 on the services and more than 50 on the composite and manufacturing. This means that the economy is hot. The economy is good. Not as hot as maybe worrying or concerning inflation, but this completely evaporates the worries about a hard landing or a recession. Remember that now we are in a situation in which good news for the economy are indeed good news for the market. So this was decent news, but we are not super bullish due to this. We are super bullish because everyone is watching earnings, and earnings are being pretty decent. So let me just go straight into the charts, because remember that we were almost at all-time highs. Today we reached that all-time highs on the NQ. We finally broke to the upside and completely destroyed this liquidity that was waiting. But before analyzing today's price action, let me show you why I was so bullish into today's. Because yesterday we basically remember that I was in yesterday's video, I was telling you, don't short this market. This was something that I was watching, and they took this liquidity, they consolidate, and into the end of the day they push the market higher. So this is what happened during pre-market today. We were bullish and we started going higher and higher and higher and higher. Look at this pre-market action. And let me tell you something. I didn't take any trades today. This is something that I usually don't do, but sometimes this kind of price action is very challenging. And we are so near to all-time highs that I really need to manage my risk. I was waiting for pullbacks, for manipulation moves, or certain setups and infrastructures and structures that can limit my risk. And that didn't happen. Why? Because look at this. There's higher low after higher low after higher low. Come on. I'm not the one that wants to chase price action. And let me tell you, this is I'm not worried about not taking any trade today and losing this move, because there's no way. Sometimes you really have to sit tight and think about your risk. You cannot just jump into anything that is moving up. This kind of move is very, very strange. It's very rare. That doesn't mean it's not legit. It's legit. But I don't have anything to limit my risk. So I was watching this 5-minute fair value gap that was in here. Maybe I can somehow buy a pullback, but I didn't have any bigger pullback to really take a deeper entry. So the only thing that I was watching was this setup into the open. I have certainly this was the final. This was all-time high, 17,700. So today this was going to be hunt. I was pretty sure. So I was watching this 5-minute fair value gap. I didn't see a big response, and then this inverse happened and we started going higher and then consolidating and then moving higher. I was trying to set up something like this, but finally I didn't take it. This should have been like this, but it's just 12 points. This is 2 to 1 at so near to all-time highs that it's just unbelievably risky. And then this happened. The open happened, and we just tried to go lower and then higher and then lower. And then I was not comfortable. I was not in my comfort zone to take any trades super risky, because sometimes you just do something like this and then you dump and close the gap. So you can just jump into anything. Jumping into a really bullish emotional market like this one, it's pretty damn hard. So let me show you something that I told my colleagues, and they took a pretty damn good trade. I already took the decision here that I was not going to trade, but look at these equal lows on the Nasdaq. But then look at this divergence on the S&P. Why? Because small caps were dumping, and actually small caps are in the red since they opened. So we open up here and we are right now minus 1%. So be really careful, because Nasdaq is just skyrocketing. Nvidia is skyrocketing 4%. Look at Nvidia. So it's just insane move after insane move. So apart from that, that is going to be included in my weekly recap. Let me tell you why this was so bullish. So bullish. Because once the ES started reclaiming this, and by the way, look at this beautiful setup. This should have been an entry if you were trading the S&Ps for this liquidity and this liquidity. So once we started going higher, the Nasdaq woke up, and oh boy, it took the final liquidity. This was all-time highs, 17,700. And we keep coming and coming and coming. And right now, there's blue sky. There's no reference, no structure that you can have to limit your risk. There's nothing. So are you going to jump, just blindly buy highest of days or any? That's not my profile. That's not what I trade. So I'm quite frustrated today, but I follow my rules. I was watching this fair value gap that never got tested into. So sometimes this happens, but I have to follow my rules. Dollar is being annihilated. Dollar is super weak. Treasuries are in the red, the same as small caps. It's just the mega tech. Mega tech is insanely bullish, and it's pushing Nasdaq to all-time highs. This is what I was watching for this week. I was waiting for this. So now that it happened, what can I do? I'm not going to buy any high of day breakouts. That's not me. So what can I do? I can just watch the price action, backtest certain setups, and I think that's all. Because right now, on the daily, there's empty space. We have no reference. So where do we stop? At 17,900? At 18,000? It's just round numbers. That's your strategy. That's not my strategy. I need some targets. I need some liquidity pools to really see if the market wants to go a certain way. So my only hope is for this week to really release the data on Thursday GDP and Friday PCE, and just wait for better pullbacks, or just certain intraday setups in which I could just, for example, this is an intraday setup for the S&Ps. So basically this was a long. This was a beautiful long. 2.41, 10 points, $500. So that's the only thing that, because the external, it's already taken. The external liquidity, it's already taken. This is all-time highs, guys. And this is super tricky price action, because you are forced to chase the price action, to chase the move, and that's not how I trade. So if you are green, congratulations. These are big moves. These are good moves, but there's no setup. I couldn't find any setup, any comfortable setup for me. I'm being honest and transparent. So if you are green, congratulations, bulls, because I think this is what everyone was waiting for. All-time highs fueled by AI, and NVIDIA is just insane. NVIDIA is just insane. It's just pushing and pushing and pushing, pretty decent volume. I can't chase this. I cannot chase this. So that's all what I can say. For the rest of the week, there are certain. So let me just go to the 15-minute and recap a little bit of setups. You remember yesterday that I was saying there's a huge, let's go to the 30. There's this huge retest that never happened. So the first fair value gap that I'm watching for bullish support is this one. It was this one here, and I was pretty bullish into yesterday's close, and now this. So the only hope is just for movement to come back and retest these inefficiencies in order for me to provide me with certain setups. But trading all-time highs is pretty damn hard and tricky. So it's just to wait. There's daily inefficiencies down here that at some point are going to be tested. This is the first one, so perhaps something like this starts to happening. I don't see us pushing more than this. 18,000, I think will be pretty brutal for shorts. But at some point, I might turn berries, honestly. Be careful buying all-time highs. Be careful at these levels, because there's a lot of inefficiencies that are not being tested, and we are leaving huge fair value gaps behind. So at some point, we just have to make some turns and start covering all these inefficiencies, because there's a lot of space here. So be prepared for that. It's true that we are super bullish, but at some point, don't get caught. We are at all-time highs. The liquidity that everyone was watching, it's already taken, and now is the hard part. Be really careful. This is not the way you jump into Nasdaq, because you can get annihilated. There's a lot of inefficiencies in this market. It's super emotional market. So I'm not telling you this because I lost today's price action. No, I'm not telling you that. There's no other target above this that I'm watching. So are you going to blindly trade the next couple of weeks? Think about that. And that's all from my side. As always, thank you for your time. If you found this video useful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel, because I upload videos like this one every single day for market forecast, market updates, and market recaps. I appreciate your time as always. If you are deep in the green, take those gains. You work hard for these gains, and when the market is this bullish, you really have to take profits. Congratulations, bulls, and remember that discipline, patience, risk management, all those things that I really showed you today are key for your success. Stay safe, everyone, and see you tomorrow.